Welcome back, students, teachers, aspiring filmmakers, and YouTube surfers alike. My name is Dylan, and I will be your guide once again through this tutorial of DaVinci Resolve 15. Today we're going to be looking at color correction, or color grading. And today I've already selected a few clips and put them into my project timeline, and we're not going to be rendering anything today. I just want to go over the basics of color grading. So you're going to want to do color grading if you want your image to look a certain way, or maybe a clip was poorly shot, but that can't always be fixed in post. As my professor always says, garbage in, garbage out. If it goes in bad, it's probably going to come out looking pretty bad, so you're going to want some decent shots for your project, but if you do need to do some color correction, this guide should help you get started. So, without further ado, let's go down to color grading down here, or the color tab to be more specific. Now, in general, you're probably going to want to correct the brightness or darkness of your image, so what I like to do is maybe brighten this image just a tiny bit. I don't know, let's just see how that looks compared to before. Actually, I like the original a bit better than that. You're not always going to want to adjust this. This is actually shot pretty well. I'm going to leave that there. Now over here you're going to have a selection of color wheels. Now I personally don't know what each of them do, but give it a try. Go ahead and experiment. You're only going to want to touch these if you want the image to look a certain way. So if I go to this one, maybe ooh, yeah. There. Right about... yeah, there. And sometimes darkening an image will improve its clarity, like this one. If I hit the reset button on this curve that I set. There. Doesn't look quite so clear, does it? Now, if you're working on a film project, you want to be careful with color grading and correction, because if you want to adjust the colors of your clips, you're probably going to be working with a specific theme. If you're working with a horror theme, for example, you're probably going to want some darker colors, maybe some yellow and red tones. In other cases, you might want to adjust the look of an image to try and manipulate the time of day or the appearance of such. That just turns the entire image orange, so I don't want to do that. This looks very much yeah, that just doesn't look good. I'm gonna undo that. Let's see what gamma does. Okay, that's a little bit of it's a little more subtle. But it's still not quite what I'm looking for. Ooh. That gives it a little bit of a sunset look if I adjust this. Oh, there we go. That's starting to look a bit more like an evening shot. Let's see, offset. Oh, there we go. Give it a little bit of blue on the offset, and look at that. Daytime, evening. Now, doesn't that look nice? Now, I've done this before for other projects. I specifically manipulated this video to look like an evening shot. Let me see if I can do the same thing again here. Maybe darken. Get some blue. There, you see I just moved these color wheels over a little bit and adjusted the brightness. And bam! Now it looks like a night shot. Or evening, rather. Okay, I kind of came up with this idea on the spot, but what if we made this shot look like the city was being invaded by aliens or something? So again, I'm going to be using gain because that seems to manipulate just the right parts of the image. So the bright colors are being affected the most. That still doesn't look quite right to me. Trying to give this... Whoa! That is way too much. That was actually starting to hurt my eyes a little bit. Sorry if that was an issue for you. Oh, maybe if I turn this red and darken the image. Whoa, okay. It's an alien invasion. It's just missing something, though. What if I set some keyframes? Okay, I ran into a few technical difficulties, but I did figure this out. So, in order to create a dynamic keyframe, what I need to do is right-click. Well, first drag the playhead over to where you want the end of the keyframe to be. Right-click, add a dynamic keyframe, and then click and drag over all 6 of these. Right-click, change to dynamic keyframe. What does a dynamic keyframe do, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. If I select that keyframe, put the playhead there, then shift the color over. What do you get? Drag this back to the beginning of that clip and play. We've just changed the color of this clip in the same way that we move text on a screen or just about anything else with a keyframe. And again, I encourage you to just experiment with that on your own time and do some home projects. I have one clip left, and let's see what we can do with the brightness. Ooh. It's dark and you can't see much, but that's actually kind of beautiful. What can we do with this? Whoa! Okay, we made the sky green. That's a little dramatic, but it's a nice special effect. If you can even call it a special effect. It made the office lights green in this building. Maybe if I lift this a little bit. Okay, that looks a tiny bit better. We made it look like we've colonized Mars or something. No, the sky on Mars is orange. What am I saying? Okay, hang on a second. If I go back to the beginning of this and change the gain to like a good orange. Maybe turn the offset orange as well? What if I go to the other set of color wheels? Midtone. Okay, that's not doing much. Ooh, highlight orange. There we go. Now it... Oh, what is that? No, I don't want red. Okay, I had to resort to using the lift wheel and the gamma just a little bit. Okay, the atmosphere still looks red after that, but maybe that's just the way the sunset looks on Mars. Once the sun dips past the horizon, the sky just looks red, maybe. I don't know. I haven't been to Mars. Maybe someday. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers everything I personally know about color correction on DaVinci Resolve 15. So thank you so much for watching. If you need any more information about color correction, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to point you in the right direction. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.